All right, let's do it.
The moment the ball's in the air, he transforms Predator mode activated.
Once the ball is in the air, I'm in attack mode. The only thing that matters is winning the game.
This isn't mere basketball anymore, it's witnessing resurrection in real time. The NBA might be downplaying it, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is channeling Kobe Bryant with every calculated move he makes on the hardwood.
Kobe is Michael Jordan, just on a steroid.
He's becoming the living vessel for that sacred Mamba mentality.
It is fun beating Bron. It's fun beating everybody, though.
What's unfolding on basketball courts across America is nothing short of miraculous. We haven't witnessed this level of artistry since Kobe Bean Bryant was still alive to lace up his sneakers, and perhaps the most exhilarating part, words fail to capture his brilliance. The tape speaks for itself. Last season, Shai settled for runner-up in MVP voting, second only to the Milky Way galaxy's finest talent Nikola Jokic. But this year, he's ascended to nearly unprecedented heights. Currently, he leads the league in total points, free throws, win shares, defensive box plus-minus, and defensive win shares. Simply put, Shai has metamorphosed into a basketball monster of the highest order. To understand this bona fide hardwood assassin's psychology, you must first recognize that Shai never gravitated toward LeBron's playing style.
Like his game, I never really liked his game. To me, when I was younger, he was just like super athletic. I wasn't that. He was 6'8" and super strong, and I wasn't that either. So like I never
I respect that.
related.
I was always a Kobe person.
Yeah, me too. Just kill you with skill.
Yeah.
The first striking similarity between Shai and Kobe lies in their mastery of the mid-range, a dying art form in today's three-obsessed NBA landscape. Kobe Bryant built his legendary status on mid-range assassination, shooting an impressive 48% throughout his career compared to the league average of just 41%. But Shai, he's elevating that benchmark to unprecedented territory, hitting an astonishing 52% from the area reserved exclusively for basketball royalty. His lethality from this zone stems from his silky smooth handle, sudden tempo changes, and impeccable footwork. Watch him navigate screens and rise up with a confidence that feels hauntingly familiar to anyone who witnessed Kobe's prime. Most of the time I'm just reacting, improvising, making it up as I go. He reveals with surprising candor, crediting his coach for unveiling this approach.
You've learned from Mark Daigneault, like on the court and off the court.
On the court, he's opened my eyes to an unpredictable way of playing basketball.
I think my advantage comes from not knowing what I'm going to do.
This unpredictability makes him an absolute nightmare for defenders, who exist in perpetual uncertainty about whether he'll stop abruptly or slice toward the rim with devastating purpose. One of Kobe's defining characteristics was his isolation dominance. When the game slowed down, when it was just him versus his defender, he owned that moment. Whether it was hitting game winners or forcing impossible shots through double teams, Kobe thrived in those pressure cooker situations. Shai is undeniably cut from that same rare cloth. His isolation scoring isn't built around flashy highlight reel crossovers or circus shots. It's about meticulously reading defenders, identifying their weaknesses with computer-like precision, and attacking with surgical accuracy. His signature rope-a-dope move, methodically lulling defenders into false security before explosively bursting past them, exemplifies this approach perfectly. He slows down, then suddenly accelerates, catching defenders flat-footed as he elevates to the rim with graceful authority. Shai consistently plays one step ahead, just as Kobe did throughout his illustrious career. When defenders wall off his drives, he stops on a dime for a silky smooth mid-range jumper. When they sag off expecting the drive, he punishes with a textbook pull-up that finds nothing but net. As defenders start desperately guessing his next move, he devastates them with a pump fake that's become one of the deadliest weapons in his ever-expanding arsenal. Each fake is so convincing, so deliberately executed, that even disciplined defenders can't help but leave their feet. The resemblance extends far beyond scoring techniques into the subtlest details. Their movement patterns and defensive manipulation strategies appear almost identical at times. Studying Kobe footage reveals a masterclass in pivoting, spinning, and contorting around defenders, creating space where none seemed possible. Watch Shai closely in today's game, and you'll witness that same magical footwork artistry unfolding. His footwork bedazzles even the most astute basketball minds, subtle fakes that barely register to the untrained eye, lightning-quick pivots that create separation, and butter-smooth spins that leave defenders grasping at shadows. Do you think of basketball as a form of art? He was asked in a recent interview. Absolutely, he responded without hesitation. Especially how creative the game is today. A lot of it is just feel. A guy cuts me off, I do a move. He cuts me off again, I do another move. Something fun and good just happens. Standing at 6'6", precisely Kobe's height, Shai combines ridiculous balance with an almost supernatural sixth sense for anticipating opponents' movements, transforming every drive into an unsolvable puzzle for anyone tasked with stopping him. When reporters asked how he consistently reaches the rim against elite defensive units,
basketball as a form of art, as your form of art?
Absolutely, especially how creative the game is today. A lot of it is just feel. A guy cuts me off, I do a move, he cuts me off again, I do another move. Something fun and good just happens.
Stops on a dime, Shai knocks it.
What makes him truly unstoppable isn't brute force or overwhelming athleticism, but rather the perfect marriage of physicality and finesse. While basketball traditionally celebrates explosive acceleration, Shai's mastery of deceleration, knowing precisely when to downshift gears, might be his most devastating secret weapon.
How did you find your way to the rim against one of the best defenses in the league?
I get to the rim on anybody.
For OKC on the turnover, Shai checks it, goes right to the cup, banks it home!
Like Kobe before him, his game is fundamentally rooted in control rather than chaos. Leading the league with an astounding 21.2 drives per game, he relentlessly probes defenses, methodically testing their limits possession after possession, searching for breaking points to exploit. He's not dependent on his dominant hand either. His left-hand drives form a major part of his offensive arsenal, keeping defenders perpetually guessing about his next move. Even when they correctly anticipate his intentions, it rarely matters. He'll unleash a Euro step that creates perfect separation, spin through heavy traffic with balletic grace, or execute a deceptively simple pump fake that fools even the most disciplined opponents into committing costly defensive errors. Then there's that mentality, visibly streaked with Mamba DNA throughout every aspect of his approach. That relentless hunger to dominate and obsessively refine every minute aspect of his game immediately evokes the phrase Mamba mentality, a concept that's attained almost mythical status in NBA circles. It embodies Kobe's legendary preparation obsession, his unique ability to thrive under crushing pressure, and his absolute refusal to accept anything less than greatness from himself or those around him. People casually throw that hallowed term around, but if anyone in today's game truly embodies its essence, it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. From day one in the league, he's been the ultimate gym rat, the player who stays long after practice ends, meticulously perfecting his jumper and refining his footwork until they become purely instinctive. He's overly competitive, teammates confirm with knowing smiles. He's probably still in there shooting. Like Kobe before him, Shai's never satisfied with merely being good when greatness remains attainable. Mentally, I tell myself every night that I'm the best player on the floor, and I want everybody in the arena to know that and feel that, he reveals, channeling that familiar Mamba confidence. His ultimate ambition stands crystal clear: I want to be known as one of the best to play the game. I wanted that since I could remember. Kobe famously approached basketball like a grandmaster approaches chess, every movement purposeful, every counter meticulously calculated, always thinking several moves ahead. Shai follows this same strategic blueprint, constantly manipulating defenders and keeping them perpetually off balance with his unpredictable attack patterns. It's about making the perfect decision at the exact right moment, and he accomplishes this with a level of poise that seems remarkably rare for someone his age. The Thunder organization has brilliantly constructed their system to perfectly complement Shai's unique talents. They consistently space the floor properly, creating wide-open driving lanes for him to exploit with his slithery drives. Screens are set with precise timing and positioning, enabling him to isolate defenders in advantageous matchups. And when multiple defenders inevitably collapse on his penetration, his exceptional court vision allows him to find open teammates with pinpoint passing accuracy for high-percentage looks. The undeniable truth is that there will never be another Kobe Bryant. His legacy stands untouchable, preserved in basketball immortality. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander carries that sacred torch forward in a way remarkably few others have managed. The preternatural balance, the endless patience in his attack, the textbook footwork, the deceptive physicality, the isolation dominance, the mid-range mastery, all these elements combine to create something that feels hauntingly familiar to those who witnessed Kobe's greatness firsthand. If Shai continues on this remarkable trajectory, we might very well be witnessing the early stages of the next player to forge his own Mamba-like legacy in NBA history. He represents the closest approximation we've seen to the second coming of Kobe Bryant on a basketball court. And borrowing the immortal words of the Black Mamba himself, you can't write something better than this. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into basketball's emerging legend, hit that like button and subscribe to experience more breakdowns of the game's evolving superstars. Mamba out.